Rapido Fuego revisit of The Boys. Yeah, that is Reezy. So I am rewatching the series proper, but also checking out kind of the little offshoot spin-off stuff that I have not seen before. So this is technically, as I will admit, not really a revisit because I'm talking about The Boys Diabolical, or The Boys Presents Diabolical. So it kind of makes sense that they would put something like this together during the pandemic because of the fact that season 2 came out, I believe, September of 2020. And with all the strict like shooting protocols and whatnot, I mean, I had to figure out some way to keep the brand in the public's eye. And I mean, coming from, I'm also revisiting the comic books as well. So that's the Animal House style thing that was kind of the inspiration for Gen V, which I will also be watching for the first time. But so going animated for this anthology made sense. And I will say though, for these little 13 to 15 minute bits in these 8 episodes, they're kind of forgettable and they don't really have a lot of weight with the series proper at all. First one was fun because it was done by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen, who, along with Eric Kripke from Supernatural, have just developed this show into being what it's the amazing behemoth of a soup slasher that it is. I mean, those guys in Seth and Evan, they did Preacher, another Garth Ennis property, which is my favorite comic of all time. That was more diminishing returns. This one I absolutely love. So their bit is like Merry Melodies, Looney Tunes, almost like a baby's day out thing. This Vought scientist is trying to save a baby that is going to be euthanized and hasn't honed its powers very well. It's gory, it's cute, there's no dialogue, what have you. Second one was a little less my jam because I'm not a Rick and Morty guy. One of the co-creators behind that did the episode where there's all of these kids who, were given the serum and their powers didn't manifest in a good enough way, and so they're seeking revenge on their parents from this kind of like, I don't know, halfway orphanage. I don't know what you would classify it as. Christian Slater, though, I will say, as the narrator, is pretty funny. And then after that, I mean, I will say I like the episode that was written by Garth Ennis, the guy who created the comic book. It's about a guy who deals drugs to the soups, and all I will say is heroin enema. But this is more so, even though you see Butcher and Huey and like Maeve and stuff show up, this is in the comics continuity. It is not in the television adaptation continuity. So that one was all right. And then it really hits a significant lull. I did not like the Broad City one about the meet cute and taking the serum. I did not like the Aquafina turd controlling, even though it was fun to see the Deep show up and there was some amusing bits about that. And then, the Lana Kane one about the, mom and dad who were soups and they are getting a divorce. Did not like that. The Andy Samberg one was surprisingly heartfelt and very serious, and it's like Korean horror sort of bit. So I don't know. And then the last one was done by people from Invincible, so that makes a lot of sense. But in any event, this is kind of forgettable, but